Hello everyone. Today beta we are going to study about rational numbers. But before studying rational numbers, we need to talk about first of all natural numbers. Now all of you know what are natural numbers. You already studied in your junior classes. Numbers which start from 1, or in other words we say the counting numbers. So what are the natural numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. As there is no end to the counting, so there is no end to the natural numbers. Similarly, the second thing we have to talk about is whole numbers. What are whole numbers, beta? If I add 0 along with the natural numbers, this is one number 0 which we have written before the natural numbers. And if I include this 0 along with the natural numbers beta, they are called whole numbers. Okay, beta? Next we talk about integers. Now see, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are all going on the right side. Now if towards the left side I start writing negative numbers, -1, -2, -3, -4 and so on, then all these numbers, they are called integers. So what are integers, beta? Integers are the negative numbers, the positive numbers, including the 0. Now we come to rational numbers. Now, do you find numbers always in the form of these numbers, natural and whole or integers? No. Sometimes you come across numbers like, say for example, we write 2 upon 3, 5 upon 7, or we write say -2 upon 5, etc. Now what do you see here? These numbers are in the form of, they have a numerator, they have a denominator. But in none of the cases, the denominator will be equal to 0. So what are rational numbers, beta? Numbers of the form P over Q, where Q is not equal to 0. They are called rational numbers. Beta, even 0 is a rational number. Why? Because you can write it as 0 over 1, and so it becomes in the form of P over Q, where Q is not equal to 0. Taking another example, if I have got -2, what number is -2? It's a negative integer, but if I put 1 under it, it also becomes a rational number. So you can write any natural number or a whole number or a negative positive integer, you can make it a rational number just by putting 1 under it. But one thing you have to keep in mind, which is very important, you can never write 0 in the denominator. If you write 0 in the denominator, that number does not exist. So therefore, you are never going to write 0 in the denominator. Clear, beta? Next thing that we are going to study in this chapter is the properties of rational numbers. Now what are the different properties of rational number? The first property which we are going to discuss will be the closure property. What I mean by closure property? Closure property means that if you add any two rational numbers, say for example I take 1 over 2 and I take another rational number 2 over 3. Now when I add them, clear? What is the LCM? How do you add them? First of all, you will take the LCM. The LCM of 2 and 3 will be equal to 6. 2, 3 is a 6, 3, 1 is a 3, 3, 2 is a 6, 2, 2 is a 4. So what are you getting? You are getting a number 7 over 6. Now this was a rational number. This is also a rational number. And when you added the two, the answer that you have got, that is also a rational number. So what do you mean by closure property? If addition of two rational numbers is done, the answer is also a rational number, or we say the sum of two rational numbers is always a rational number. This is the first property, which is the closure property of rational numbers, and we are first of all discussing it for addition beta. Next is commutative property. Now, what is the answer you have got for 1 over 2 plus 2 over 3? You already taken that is equal to 7 over 6. Now see, if I add 2 over 3 first and I take 1 over 2 at the second position, again I add them, what do you see? Again the LCM will be 6 and you will be getting here also 7 over 6. So what do you see? We find that 1 over 2 plus 2 over 3 is giving me the same result as 2 over 3 plus 1 over 2. So this means that the position of the terms change. The positions interchange, but the result remains the same. So this is the commutative property that in general we can say if we even alternate the position of two rational numbers and add them, right, the sum will remain the same. But beta, this property will not hold in subtraction. Why it will not hold in subtraction? Because if you write 1 over 2 first and 2 over 3 and you subtract them, the answer will be different. See, I will discuss it here. If I take 1 over 2 and I subtract 2 by 3 from it, the LCM is 6. 3 you will get here 3 and here you will get 4. So the answer to this is minus 1 by 6. But if I take 2 over 3 minus 1 over 2 beta, the answer to this is 4 minus 3, which is equal to 1 over 6. So what do you find? That if you subtract two rational numbers, then this answer is minus 1 by 6, this answer is 1 by 6. So what do you see here? That the commutative property does not hold. 1 over 6 is not equal to minus 1 over 6. So therefore, the commutative property does not hold in subtraction. It holds in addition, but it does not hold in subtraction. Clear, beta? Next is the associative property. What do you mean by associative property? Say for example, you have got, I will take another one example, 1 over 3, okay, plus 2 over 3 plus 1 over 2. Now what I have done, I have put a bracket in, I have inside the bracket I have put 2 over 3 plus 1 over 2. And if I put the bracket between the first two terms now, I take the first two terms inside the bracket, means 1 over 3 plus 2 over 3 I put in the bracket and I add 1 over 2. The answer will not be different, it will be the same. You add it like this. Say for example, first of all you add 2 by 3 plus 1 by 2 and then you add it to 1 over 3. Or first of all you add 1 over 3 and 2 over 3 and add then 1 over 2 to it. The answer will remain the same. So this is the associative property which holds in addition. Again beta, it will not hold in subtraction because in negative signs the answers of the two will not be same. Next is the property of zero of additive identity. What I mean by it is, suppose you add 0 to 2 by 3. So you know any number if you add 0 to that number, the answer is the 2 by 3, or we can say 0 plus 2 by 3. So that means 0 is the identity element. If you add 0 it, the identity of the number is not changing. So that is why 0 is called the additive identity or the identity element of addition. Clear beta? And last we have the property of additive inverse. The property of additive inverse says that if for example you have 2 over 3 and you add negative of 2 over 3 with it, 2 over 3 plus minus of 2 over 3, you change the sign and you add to it, the answer to this will always be equal to 0. So what is the additive inverse of 2 over 3? The additive inverse of 2 over 3 is equal to minus 2 over 3. Clear? And the sum of 2 over 3 and minus 2 over 3 will always be equal to 0. Hope you are clear with it. Now beta, we are going to discuss equivalent rational numbers. What are equivalent rational numbers? Say for example, I have got more rational numbers of this form. But if I do the cutting of that, the actual value of all of them remains the same, minus 4 by 15. They are called equivalent. Say I take an example. Suppose again I have got 2 over 3. Now what are the equivalent fractions of 2 over 3? How do you find them? The only method to find the equivalent fraction is you take up a number and you multiply both the numerator and denominator by the same number. Say for example, first of all I take 2. So 2 into 2, that is equal to 4, and 3 into 2, that is equal to 6. So what I say 4 over 6 is an equivalent fraction of 2 over 3. Same way, now if I multiply with 3, 2 3s are 6, 3 3s are 9. This is again an equivalent fraction of 2 by 3. Again, 2 4s are 8, 3 4s are 12. So in this way, we can write as many equivalent fractions of a number as required. Now this particular question beta, I have taken a question where we have to write 5 equivalent rational numbers of 4 by minus 15. Now as I told you, how we are going to find, first of all, we will be multiplying the rational number, numerator and denominator both by the number 2. Now when I multiply with 2, 4 2s are 8 and 15 2s are 30. So this is my first answer. Now again I take 4 by 15 and multiply it with 3. So I will get 12 over 15 3s are 45. Then 4 by minus 15 will be multiplied with 4 beta. This will become 16 over 15 4s are 60. Minus 16 over minus 60. Same 4 over minus 15 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5. So what do you get? 5 4s are 20. 15 5s are 75. 4 by minus 15 multiplied by 6 multiplied by 6. 6 4s are 24 and 15 6 are 9. So what is the only easiest method? Take up a number, but you have to take the same number, you have to multiply the same number with the numerator as well as the denominator. Here I multiplied with 2, then 3, then 4, then 5 and then 6. The answers that I got, 8 over minus 30, 12 over minus 45, 16 over minus 60, 20 over minus 75 and 24 over minus 90. These are the 5 equivalent rational numbers of 4 by minus 15. Clear? Next, if I am given a pair and I have to check whether it is equivalent rational numbers or not, what I am going to do? 3 by minus 15, I will cross multiply it with minus 6 by 10. Now what I mean by cross multiply? Cross multiply means I will multiply the numerator with the denominator. 3 tens are, that is equal to 30, and minus 5 into minus 6, that is also equal to 30. Now if I get the same answers, then this pair, yes, they are equivalent. Yes, they are equivalent. But if by chance this product does not turn to be the same, so let me take an example. If in case of 10 I had 8, then what would happen? 8 3s are, 3 8s are would have been 24 and minus 5 into 6 would have been minus 30. So then the answer would have been no, they are not equivalent. So what do you mean by equivalent? If the product of the numerator and denominator on cross multiplication is the same, then we say they are equivalent, otherwise they are not equivalent. Now see, you have to find x in this case. Now here already it is given they are equal. That means he is not asking you whether they are equivalent or not. He is telling you that yes, they are equivalent and you have to find x. So again you have to cross multiply beta. 4 multiplied by minus 28. This will be equal to 7 multiplied by this x. Now this 7 will be shifted on this side. You know, when you are shifting it, you already know that whatever is multiplied on this side will come on this side and get divided. So 4 multiplied by minus 28 divided by 7, that will give you the answer of x. Now on the table of 7, 7 4s are 28. Now you multiply them, 4 4s are 16. There is a minus sign out here. So therefore the answer is x is equal to minus 16. So beta, in this way you can just go through the first exercise 1.1 and you will be able to solve every sum of exercise 1.1. So now beta, we are going to verify whether x plus y is equal to y plus z. As I have already discussed with you that this is the commutative property of addition. Whenever you add two rational numbers, okay, I have already taken an example, but just again I am repeating this. So here x is equal to 2 by 3 and y is equal to 2 by x is 2 by 5 and y is 2 by 3, and I will be taking up this to show that how to write it down, how to do the representation of this. So first of all you have x plus y. So if you have got the left hand side, which is x plus y, which is 2 by 3 plus 2 by 5 plus 2 by 3. Now as you know, we will be taking the LCM of this. The LCM of this will be equal to 3 5s are 15. So what do you have? 3 2s are 6, 5 2s are 10. So the answer to this becomes 16 by 15. Now I will take the right hand side. What is my right hand side? My right hand side is y plus x. What is my y? Y is 2 by 3. What is my x? That is equal to 2 by 5. When I take the LCM, again 3 5s are 15, 5 2s are 10, 3 2s are 6. The answer to this also becomes 16 by 15. So what do you see? I see that whatever is my left hand side, the same is my right hand side. So I will write LHS is equal to RHS, hence verified. Similarly beta, we will be verifying this relation. This is the associative property, x plus y bracket plus z is equal to x plus bracket start y plus z. So again let me take the first of all the left hand side, which is x plus y plus z. This is equal to beta, x is equal to minus 2 by 3 plus 7 by 4, this will be inside the bracket, plus z, okay, that is equal to minus 3 by 5. Okay. There are two signs here. I will discuss with you how we will get rid of these signs. First of all, see here. First of all, let's start with the bracket. 3 4s are, LCM is 12, 4 2s are minus 8, 3 7s are 21. Now beta, when you have two signs here, one is plus and one is minus. So rule of integers says that if at the same time you got plus minus, it will become plus minus minus. Okay? And you will write 3 by 5 here. Now, what is the answer to this? Plus minus minus, sign of the greater value. Minus 8 and plus 21 jab hum solve karenge. Plus minus minus, sign of the greater value. 21 minus 8, that is equal to 13 beta. 13 by 12 minus 3 by 5. Clear? Now, let me take the LCM of this. The LCM of 12 and 5 will be equal to 60. Now, 13 5s are 65 and 12 3s are 36. So, subtract 65 minus 36. That will be equal to beta 29 over 60. So, when I solved the left hand side, the answer that I got is 29 over 60. Now, I am going to see whether in the right hand side also I am going to get the same answer. So, for that, let's take the right hand side. The right hand side is x plus bracket start y plus z. Now what is x here again? Minus 2 by 3 plus y, which is equal to 7 by 4 plus z, which is equal to minus 3 by 5. So beta, what do you get? Minus 2 by 3 here plus bracket start. LCM of 5 and 4 is equal to 20. 4 5s are 20, 5 7s are 35. Again you have two signs here, one is plus and one is minus. So plus minus, you will get minus here. 3 4s are 12. So you get minus 2 by 3 plus 35 minus 12. What is 35 minus 12? That is equal to 23 over 20. Clear beta up to here? Now the last step, we have to take the LCM of this now. The LCM of 3 and 20 will become 60. 20 2s are 40, so minus 40 आ गया, plus 23 into 3 that is equal to beta 69. So my plus 69 and minus 40 again, plus minus minus sign of the greater value. So the answer to this is 29 by 60. So see here beta, on the left hand side also I got 29 over 60. On the right hand side also I am getting 29 over 60. Although I changed the position of the bracket. So this is how I prove the associative property of addition. So see, what do you get? You get the left hand side is equal to the right hand side, and hence your result is verified in this case also. So beta, now we are going to solve with the sums. There are two parts of this sum given to you. So we are going to do the solution of this first of all, and then we will conclude some results with it. So how are we going to solve it? First of all, inside the bracket we will take the LCM. 12 and 15. You know the LCM of 12 and 15 is 60, because the first multiple that you get on the table of 12 and 15, which is common, is 60. 12 5s are 60, 5 5s are 25, 15 4s are 60, 4 7s are 28, minus 9 by 20. Now what do you get? 25 minus 28, plus minus minus sign of the greater value, over 60 minus 9 by 20. Now again we have to take the LCM beta. 60 and 20, the LCM will be equal to 60. 60 1s are 60, you get minus 3 here. 20 3s are 60, 3 9s are 27. Minus 3 and minus 27 gives you minus 30. Minus 30 over 60, the answer to this is equal to minus 1 by 2. Okay? Now let me start this part. To start off with this part, first of all, again according to the rule of the BODMAS, I have to solve the bracket. So when I have to solve the bracket beta, here I have to take the LCM of 15 and 20. So in 15 and 20 again, 15 and 20 the LCM again is equal to 60. 15 4s are 60, 4 7s are 28, 20 3s are 60, 3 9s are 27. Clear? Now what do you get? 5 over 12 minus 28 minus 27 is 1 over 60. Now beta, if I take the LCM of 12 and 60, the LCM will be 60, because on the table of 12 you get 12 5s are 60. 12 5s are 60, 5 5s are 25, 60 1s are 60, you get 1. So 25 minus 1 is equal to 24 over 60, and when you do the cutting of this on the table of 12, 12 2s are 24, 12 5s are 60. So here you get the answer as 2 by 3, 2 by 5. So beta see, you have got minus 1 by 2 here and you have got 2 by 5 here. Clear? And you can well see that now the signs here were minus. That means here the property of association, the associative property, it does not hold in case of subtraction. You know, if the signs here were plus as we did in the previous sum, we got the same results, because the associative property holds in addition but it does not hold in subtraction. So the next part of the question says that are the two results same? No, the results are not same. Are not same. Why? Because associative property does not hold in subtraction. Does not hold in subtraction. So beta, we have a sum here. Sum of two rational numbers is given to be minus 1 by 12. If one number is minus 5 by 6, find the other. So beta, what I am given the sum of the numbers and I am given one of the two numbers. So I don't have another number, second number. So if I have to find the second number, so in the solution, सबसे पहले let us suppose the other number is x. let us suppose that the other number that I don't have, that number is x. Clear beta? Now, what I mean is that if I add x and this number minus 5 by 6, this one, okay? If I add the two numbers, the sum of these numbers, that has to be equal to minus 1 by 12. Now if I want to find this x, what I should do? Plus minus 5 by 6 is equal to minus 1 by 12. Now if I have to find this x beta, what I should do? X will be equal to minus 1 by 12. This minus 5 by 6 beta will be shifted to the right hand side. When I will shift this minus 5 by 6 to the right hand side, you know, when we change the position, the signs also change. Negative will become positive. Now let's take the LCM. The LCM of 12 and 6 will be equal to 12. 12 ones are 12, so you have minus 1 here. Plus 6 twos are 12, 5 twos are 10. So this is 9 over 12. The cutting of this will give me 3 over 4. So the other number is equal to 3 upon 4. Now let us see the second number. What should be subtracted from 35 by 11 to get? To get means this is my final answer and have to subtract something from this number. That means, you know, when you are taking from, the number which is after from, that comes first. So you have to find a number what should be subtracted. So let us write it like this. Let x be subtracted. Let x be subtracted from 35 over 11 to get minus 5 by 22. Now what is the fun of writing it like this? The reason why I have written it like this is that when I say x be subtracted from, automatically it comes to my mind that whatever number comes after from, that has to take the first position. Clear beta? This has been taught in the junior classes to you. So 35 over 11 will come first. I will subtract the number x from it and I will get my answer minus 5 by 22. Now to get this value of x, first of all shift this 35 by 11 on that side. So minus x will be left on the left hand side. This will be equal to minus 5 by 22 and this will go and that side become minus 35 by 11. Now let us take the LCM beta. The LCM of this 22 and 11 will be 22. So you will have minus 5 because already you had 22 in the denominator, and 11 twos are 22 and 35 twos are 70. So you get minus 5 minus 70 over 22. So minus 5 and minus 70 beta, as both are negative, minus and minus will become plus. So 70 and 5 will become minus 75 over 22. Minus and minus will get cancelled. So my answer is x is equal to 75 by 22. My question was what should be subtracted? So I have given x is subtracted and here I am getting x equal to 75 by 22. So the answer to my question is 75 by 22. So here we have another question beta. The product of two rational numbers is given to you. One of them is 14 by 12, 27. We have to find the other number. So beta, just now I discussed with you a sum of addition and subtraction. Now we have taken a sum on multiplication of two numbers, right? So as we have to find the other numbers, we will do it by the same method. Let the other number is equal to x. Let the other number equal to x. Now one of them is given to you 14 by 27. That means x multiplied by 14 by 27. The product of the two numbers, is given to you equal to minus 28 upon 81. Now see again beta, we have to find x here. So to find this x, what I am going to do is I am going to shift this 14 by 27 on that side. But what sign do you see here? The sign here is multiply. Whenever you have a sign of multiplication here and we are shifting this number to that side, so what you are supposed to do? you are supposed to change the position of the fraction like the rest number here. What you are going to do is, you are going to take the denominator to the numerator on the other side and the numerator on this side to the denominator. In other words, I must say you have to take the reciprocal of this 14 by 27 on the other side. Clear? Now we have to do the cutting of this. 14 ones are 14, 14 twos are 28, 27 ones are 27, 27 threes are 81. So minus 2 into 1, x is equal to minus 2, and 3 ones are 3. So therefore the answer is x is equal to minus 2 by 3. So the other number is equal to minus 2 by 3 answer.